The only thing that's a bit different is the samples that were leaked a few weeks ago or a month ago. I've lost track of time. There were colors inspired by the seam and Katniss and PETA and other District 12 locations and characters. This line, from what we can tell, is completely inspired by the Capitol and the Capitol only, which I think is probably a better direction to go in. I know that when we first heard sort of like murmurings of a nail polish line, a lot of people were, I don't want to say offended, but a lot of people were sort of questioning that decision because it seemed a little, it seemed a little insensitive to, name a nail polish color after the seam when seam residents, could not afford to wear nail polish, and I don't know, it was kind of ridiculous. But I would just love to hear what people have to say about the concept of a nail polish line and whether or not you think that it's, a smart thing to do. I know Tiffany actually, I think, wrote an article about this for Victor's Village. Is that right?
Yeah, I posted it yesterday, and it was just, my impression of, I was really excited, but then I was kind of questioning it as well because of that when we first heard it, and then to hear that they were just going to be inspired by the Capitol, it made me feel a lot better about the whole nail polish thing. I mean, because nail polish does play a part in the books. They kind of talk about it, because she gets the flame nails, and she's like, okay, I'm going to use this. I'm going to keep this as, a reminder of my Girl on Fire persona. So, it is talked about. It's not like it's out of left field,
What it looks like to me, Savanna, is that the colors from the Capitol are what Capitol citizens would wear to support their favorite tribute, because the names to me look like they're representative of each district.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. In fact, I think there are 12. If you go to down at the Capitol or the Hub or any fan site, you can see the color samples, and I'm pretty sure that there are 12. And you're right. They do seem to be named after and inspired by each district. So maybe that is like what you said, what the Capitol citizens would wear in support of their favorite tributes.
And I'm almost wondering, and this might be going way too far in the direction, but I wonder if these correspond with those different colored jackets that all the tributes wear.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
I wonder if that's the case. I definitely want to see District 1's jackets, because they would would they be, since their color is probably Luxe and Lush, then, I wonder would it be like a white jacket? If they were, that's a cool theory. I like it. But
maybe a white jacket with gold trim.
Oh, that'd be cool. I like that too.
Let's quickly look at these. So Luxe and Lush is District 1. Electrify would be District 3.
No,
what about
I
Riveting?
think Electrify would be District 5. 5 is the
that's
power
right.
District now.
5 would be, the power. So what about Riveting?
3.
And Harvest Moon would be 9 for grain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also Mahogany Magic. Do you think that would be District 7, lumber?
Yeah.
Okay, then there's Agro. That's kind of the only one I don't really get, but I guess it's District 11, Agricultural.
Agricultural.
Okay. And I guess they're trying to make be a little punny there with the word agro. Smoke and Ashes, obviously.
No thanks for that. Think about that. Is wearing nail polish when you're out in the fields working slave labor to harvest grain really going to make the experience all that better for you? That's what I want.
Unless it's a piece of the aggro crag from Guts. Nobody remember
If I were District 11, I'd want to wear Electrify or Riveting. I'd say, at least if I'm going to have to be out here in the sun breaking my back, I want to look kind of hot doing it. That would be my attitude. Maybe attract a peacekeeper to let me have a little bit of a day off or something. That would be my thinking. But you know, is nail polish does seem like kind of too much of a luxury item for some of these districts. Let's be honest here.
Well, that's possibly District 1 or 2, and you want
right.
Well, and that, and that's why they're calling it colors from the Capitol. So
right.
Yeah. They go and they pick out their color for what district they're supporting, and they support that color, throughout the game or something. So it's kind of like a status, like you go around like, who are you supporting, and they flash their nails. Go see.
Yeah. They would totally do that too.
Okay, so Smoke and Ashes is obviously District 12. Stone Cold is District 2, Masonry. Hook and Line, District 4. Fast Track, I'm guessing that's District 6, Transportation. Dress Me Up is obviously District 8. Foie Gras, I mean, process of elimination means it's District 10, but isn't District 10 like cattle and I mean, do ducks and geese count as livestock? Because that's what foie gras is made of.
Maybe.
I think so. I can't imagine any other district. I mean, if we're thinking like big processing plants for animals, they could have poultry processing too.
Right. And I guess foie gras is a much more elegant sounding name than like, ribeye or something like that.
Slaughterhouse Red.
I can't imagine why anyone would wear foie gras nail polish.
The color's really pretty.
The color's really nice.
Yeah. Well, foie gras does taste good too, but then it's also awful for the geese. So, depending on how you look at it, maybe there's a bittersweet connotation that goes with that name.
Does anyone worry about the fact that they're doing a tie-in with nail polish? For some, it just doesn't sit well for me, I've got to say. And I know that sounds, a bit poo-pooey, but I really struggle with the concept of them coming up with nail polish as a tie-in to the movie, only because I then worry, what else are we going to see? What other tie-ins are they going to have? And I guess for me, I think the way that with this whole future that we've imagined with the Capitol, and them being so disconnected with reality, with the beauty products and the way that they want to adorn themselves, do we want to celebrate that and go down that path with them? Or that's kind of where I sit with it. I find it really disconcerting in a way. I am glad that they have redefined it as colours from the Capitol, though, exactly that it wasn't tied to the different characters I think that's really at least one concession that I'm okay. Yep, that makes a little bit more sense. But other than that, I really struggle with this as a merchandising kind of strategy for them.
I mean, it is a bit disturbing in a way because, when we inevitably buy these nail polishes and wear them, it's almost as if we are modeling ourselves after the Capitol citizens, which is, exactly what we don't want to do. So it is a bit eerie in a way, but I think it's just sort of smart merchandising because let's face it, the majority of Hunger Games fans are female and will probably buy a lot of these colors. I know I will. I love nail polish. I'm definitely planning to buy the colors. I am a little ashamed to say that, but I think it's okay because there has to be merchandise. I mean, it's impossible for there not to be, and I feel like, in a way, beauty products are an appropriate route to go down because they do relate directly to the film because that's such a huge part of what the Capitol is all about. And I feel more comfortable with seeing nail polish and other cosmetics and things like that, much more comfortable than I would with action figures, for example.